This video was made possible thanks to the EA Creator Network.
Hello everyone, and welcome to The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature and its Build By section. I want to say thank you again to the EA Creator Network for allowing me to check out this pack early, so thank you so much for doing that. And to all of you builders out there, I'm sure you are really curious about what this pack has to offer for us as builders. So that's exactly what we're going to look at now. First of all, I think a good place to start is talk a little bit about the art design or the art direction behind this pack, because it's essentially split into two main groups, which we will kind of see through most of the build by section. It's divided into more of a fantasy, whimsical type of section, and it's the other half is sort of more of a Celtic, Irish-inspired storybook type of items. So that's kind of the main focus of this pack. You either have the storybook, rustic side, or you kind of have the very heavy fantasy, whimsical side. So that's kind of where this pack is. So I'm sure you want to have a closer look so you can see for yourself what I mean when I'm mentioning these. Let's start with the wallpapers. I can also mention that I don't actually have every single swatch put out here. I do for the wallpapers, but for pretty much everything else, I just have a few different examples here to give you an idea. But I do have, at the end of this video, I will have a section where I just go through everything with music and pull out all the items and go through all of the different swatches. So you can go and check that out if you want to see everything. So let's talk about the wallpapers. We have this very, what do we call this? I mean, it's a wallpaper. So it's a wallpaper. It's forest, very much in style with the pack. We have this wood texture here. We have this kind of, it looks like it has moss on it, perhaps. Type of stone or some type of finish here. We have these stone textures, which we will see in several items of the pack. And then we have these shingles here. And maybe most importantly is what you're seeing here, because we do have a new glass wall feature, which is pretty cool. So you can get these and you can make glass walls now, which opens up a lot of possibilities, you know, for us as builders. So I was pretty excited about that. Glass walls are pretty cool. But now, if we jump back here to have a look at the doors, this is a very good example of what I was mentioning in terms of the styles. So you can see that the doors here are very much that kind of fantasy, whimsical style. And if we go over here, you can see that this is more of a rustic, this is the Celtic inspired side. And you will see that also in the windows. We can jump over here. We can see the windows laid out. The same type of these whimsical windows. These are also designed in a way where you can kind of mesh them together if you would like to sort of make your own shapes for windows so that they can fit whatever type of a style of house you're doing. And then you have these storybook windows here. You also can see that some of these have some really cool swatches with these butterfly type of motif on them, and not this more traditional rustic motif, which I thought was pretty cool. You can also see the floor tiles here. There's 3 different floor tiles that came with this pack. We have this type of wood floor, it looks like to me at least. It kind of looks like tree stumps. At least that's what I interpreted that as. We have this stone texture here, and then we have this, well, grass, essentially, former grass, which does remind me of something, because if we go over here, you can see that that same type of grass texture we actually have as one of the 2 new roof textures. So we have this more rustic type of roof texture, and then we have this that is a grass one. Now you might notice something else. You might have noticed, as I'm sitting here talking about the roof, that there are plants on the roof, because that is a new thing now. So I wouldn't say necessarily that it's a whole roofing tool, but they have updated some plants to be able to be placed on the roof now. So we can actually, without using tools or any cheats, we can actually put plants on the roofs now, which is pretty cool. So I did like that. I did also like these dormers. Well, this one, I like this one. And the wonky little, what is that? Chimney. Because that's very much one of those things I associate with these sort of wonky, whimsical houses. But since we're talking about sort of the exterior features, we might as well talk about the rest of them. We have this foundation, the same type of stone texture that we saw earlier. We have a frieze and exterior trim. You can see this is more of the whimsical one up here, and you have that storybook. Storybook down here for the trim. This is the flower box. This is a, well, what do you call that? Veranda. And then we have these. Also, if we go back over here, you can see the new staircase. There's only one staircase, and it's in that same stone texture again, but we have two different railings. So we do have this storybook style, and then we have this whimsical woodland fantasy style is what I'm calling it. And you can see the same here in the what are they called again? Fences. Fences, that's what they're called. I also love this gate that comes with the new sort of fantasy style. It's so pretty, and especially in this swatch, I really love it. You can see that you have two different sets of these columns, and then you also have these, what are they called again? I don't remember. Hang on. Ceiling rail. Is that the word? Really? Okay. Yeah, so you have one for each theme. You can see the Celtic sort of theme here in some of these patterns. Decorations, I guess is a better word. Now, let's have a look at the build by. Now, okay, let's talk about this first, the bathroom set. Okay, because how can we not talk about the fact that we have a tree stump for a toilet? There's a tree stump toilet. Now, I have yet to use this in game or have it tested, because I wanna know, how do you flush this toilet? I'm guessing it's the same animation, but it's just yeah, it's a tree stump. You can also see that we have a new shower, and we have this new bathtub, and you know, rock formations, I guess you could call them, and then we have the sink. This reminds me very much of Elvish type of style. Funny enough. Now we have two fireplaces, again, one for each type of style. We got the stone one here, and we got the storybook. This is another thing I thought was pretty cool. So we get these wall items. This is the same window box that we saw earlier, but you also get these wall items now so that you can dress inside or outside. You can kind of decorate your walls with these sort of I almost said vines, because they remind me of vines because of how curly they are, but I guess branches are a more correct word, really. Also, this is pretty cool because they have these shelves, and these mushrooms here are actually shelves as well. So you can actually place things on them. They're considered shelves in game. These are decorative, and this is basically a curtain. So you can decorate your windows with plants. And here we have some of the lamps. So this is more of a, you know, you can kind of see this as a lamp. This might not look like lighting, but this is actually lighting. And you can combine them and be creative with it. Here's the new curtains. I think these are really nice, actually. We have one of the mirrors. There's another mirror that we'll see later. And then I have 2 of these out just so that you can see 2 of the different swatches for this. This one only has the one swatch, but it has different colored frames. And that's about it. Another thing I thought was really cool is this little fairy home here. It's so little, it's so cute. It's so adorable. And that's the new mailbox. Now, speaking of these light fixtures that don't look like lights, here's some more of them. So we have more of these wood ones, or branch, I guess, trees. What do you want to call them? We have this little light here. And then we have this pretty cool looking mushroom chandelier, which I kind of like. And these are some of the other items. So this is a desk. This is the normal bookshelf. These are kind of these apothecary, storage cabinets, so that you can get more of that apothecary vibe. It would probably pair really well with the Crystal Creations kit, I'm thinking, if you wanted to go the apothecary route. We have some items. This is one of the book items, and then we have some clutter here for the apothecary thing. Here's some of the what is it called? Rugs? Carpet? I know it's not a carpet because then it's like wall to wall, but I guess rugs is the most appropriate word. So you have these that look like rocks. It kind of reminds me of, I think, was it Mount Komorebi and Snowy Escape that had a similar type of rug. And then you have these leaves. And they also have just a normal, carpet. I'm going to call it carpet because I'm directly translating in my head. I thought some of the motifs on these were actually really cool. Like this dragon is really, really cool. We'll see how much I will use it over time, but I do really like them. They're really cool. And then here you can see the sofa and the chairs here. This is the sofa table. We get 2 different types of dining sets here. Well, it's the same type of style. That's it. And then you can see the beds that we kind of just saw, really. So we have for any type. Now, this is something I need to point out because this bed here has this little canopy, but this canopy can actually be taken off. So it's an optional canopy, which also means that we can do some interesting stuff with this because it can be placed or used in other ways. So I thought that was pretty cool that the 2 of them were separated, which gives a lot more versatility. And then we have this second mirror, which is not a wall mirror, but a standing mirror. And this is more the storybook wardrobe. And then this is the wardrobe where you can hang. And this are the new clothing items. Now, I will say that, as you can see, I feel like it's leaning a bit more into the fantasy side than it is to the storybook side. I feel in general, I mean, I haven't done a count or placed everything in one category or the other, but my general impression is that we're definitely seeing a lot more heavier on the fantasy side than we do the storybook side, which to some degree makes sense because we do have a lot of other packs and that basically offers a lot of rustic type style items. We don't really have any other packs that will offer us a lot of these fantasy whimsical items. So it kind of makes sense that if you wanted to explore that you would really lean more heavily on that side for this pack. So I do get that. But as a builder, it makes me think, at least for me personally, that I don't know how versatile this pack will be for me in the long run. Mostly because these items are gorgeous and I really love them, but they're also very specific to this style. And unless you really love, building in this style, I don't see myself using a lot of these items. Like, for example, this is a really rustic, cool type of wardrobe, but it has mushrooms on it. And if I'm doing a rustic cottage, I might not feel like that's appropriate for how I build anyway. So that was just my general impression is, yep, it's super cool if you're doing the style, but I don't know how I would use these items in other types of builds that I would do. So let's talk about the kitchen. Let's talk about the kitchen, because we do have a new kitchen set. It looks a bit mismatched here, but that's just because I have different swatches to show you some of the different ones. This item here is a backsplash item, so it's separate, just a few different tones. This is a bit of a pet peeve for me, where it's not matching up in the corner here, which is driving me insane, because it matches perfectly here in the inner corner. It is something I've let the team know, because I don't know if that's meant to be intentional or not, but I do not like it, because it's not going to make it look nice if we want to do this type of outer corner in the kitchen. But again, it's a really cool kitchen set, but it is a very specific type of style, and I don't know if I'm building a rustic cottage. I can't see myself putting this in. I'd probably use the horse ranch set instead, right? Because that's rustic, but probably in most cases more fitting. We actually have quite a lot of cool rustic type of kitchen cabinets. We have more of this fantasy style. This is kind of cool. A bench full of flowers. You can sit on the flowers. Now, okay, we do have to talk about this bar, because damn. This is the bar back, and this is the actual bar. Now, it's really cool that it's a round bar. Also, the little flowers here, so cute. It's a really nice bar. I love that it has the water coming down here, and it's just gorgeous. The whole thing is gorgeous, and the backdrop here is so gorgeous. I kept it on this because I really love this this swatch, but it has so many nice swatches. So it's just so pretty. Again, very niche. I don't know how much I would use it, but it is stunning. It is absolutely stunning. So anyway, here we see more. We got this canopy thing here. We have this is a what is it called? A stall. That's the word I was looking for. Stall. We also have these cool bookshelves here. They do require a bit of a higher wall height. But that's about it. We have the swing set here, which is really cute. I can picture this in a what's it called, a forest somewhere. We have this new tree. Here's the food stall. The mystical rock here, and then here is another thing we can talk about. So with this pack, we do get a nature lover type of functionality, or I'm not even sure if it's an aspiration. I'm a builder. I'm not a game player. I haven't explored this. Okay, so sorry, but essentially it has to do with cultivating plants and creating plants, which means we have this whole new set of all these types of planters and these plants that we can plant them in. So that's pretty cool, because there's some cool plants. I just like it from a building perspective. Now, these different swatches were also quite cool. There's a lot of different ones for each of the different pots. So I thought that was really neat. And I think that's pretty versatile, and probably something I've used a lot in different builds. And listen, we have to talk about this. Can you see this? There's a little fairy door. Is that not the most adorable thing ever? And also these items here for kids. We have some new toys here. But I just love the fact that they have different faces on the different swatches. So as you're going through them, you get the different faces, which I thought was really cool. We have some new gnomes. There's a Freezer Bunny thing here. This is a plant, quite big. Here's some plants. And that's pretty much it. I don't think I've missed anything from the looks of it. But that's what Build By can offer you. So yeah, like I said earlier, I definitely feel like the emphasis is on the fantasy side, which makes sense because that's probably what we have the lesser of in terms of Build By and what you can find from before. So that makes sense. Kind of like when Island Living came out, and because we didn't have anything in that style, it was very heavy on the Build By side, especially. So it's not as heavy, I would say, but definitely going a bit in that direction. All in all, I think it's really fun. A lot of the items are really cool. I think they're very specific, and I think only time will tell how much reusability it will be, at least for me. I love to build rustic. Rustic is sort of one of my core styles that I do a lot, but I don't know how much I will be able to use a lot of these items. I think, if anything, it will be a lot of the doors and windows that are kind of in that storybook style. But as for everything else, I'm not sure. We'll just have to stay tuned. It's one of those things where you kind of figure it out over time, I think. But that's it. I hope that was helpful to have a look at what the pack can offer and what is included. And like I said, if you'd like to go through every single item and all the different swatches, you can just continue on to the next part, and I will pull all that out from you, for you, sorry. So that's it. That's all that I had for today. Thank you so much for checking this out with me, and I'll see you later.